Hi everyone, my name is Maddie, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my TBR game Dart Attack. So this is going to be my July TBR and it is the first time I'm doing my TBR game, which is what this is all about. I have had this planned for literally months. I only started BookTube just about a month ago, but I have had this planned for so much longer than that. I've wanted to do a TBR game for forever. I love TBR games and TBR game videos. I watch them every month and I wait so anxiously for them. The first one I came across was Cody from Cody's Book Corner, her Wheel of TBR, and then I came across Becca's Bookopoly and Jade's TBR Pursuit, and I loved them. They'll of course all be linked below. And I love them so much, and actually for more than a year now I've been sort of doing a TBR game just for myself. I just generate prompts using the random number generator and try and read them, and I just enjoy doing it. It helps guide what I want to read each month when I'm struggling to decide. But I thought now that I'm on BookTube I should do my own one, and I have been trying to think of something for months, and I actually have to give credit to my mum because this was her idea, but I just love the idea I've come up with, and as I mentioned it is Dart Attack. So I have my darts here and behind me I have my dartboard. Now for those wondering why I have darts, I used to play at uni. Not competitively, literally for the sake of boredom between lectures. I am awful at darts. I should hit the board relatively reliably, but in terms of aim, practically none. There is going to be a huge amount of luck and randomness in this because I'm not good at darts, but we're going to go with it. So I'm going to really quickly go through the rules of how this is going to work, but if you're not interested in seeing that and just want to try and pick them up as you go watching the TBR game, then skip to this timestamp and you can see me actually pick my TBR for the month. So for the rules, the first thing is I'll be doing probably 6 throws each month. That's the plan. I tend to read 10 to 12 books a month, so 6 should give me the freedom to read a few other books as I go along and maybe actually try and complete them all, but we'll see. As I said, I'm going to be picking 6 books and there will be a forfeit if I don't read them all. I'm not going too mad with the forfeit. All it is that one of the books I didn't get to that month has to be added to my TBR the next month in addition to the 6 books that will be picked, meaning my TBR the month after would at least be 7 books. So it's not a huge forfeit, but it should be enough to motivate me to read the books. So the concept is quite simple. There's going to be prompts stuck around the edge. I actually have my big stack of prompts here. I have 54 so far. So I will throw a dart, whatever colour it lands on. I will read the corresponding prompt and pick a book for it. I will then be changing out the prompt so that we can make sure there's always different ones and we don't get repeats at least too often. I will not be able to see the prompts. You pretty much can't see through them, so when I pick them I'm going to try really hard not to look at them and stick them on the board face down so I can't aim. As I said, I'm awful at darts, I can't aim anyway, but just so that there's no confusion that I don't know what I'm choosing, I'm not going to be able to see the prompts. So that's the basic premise, but for a little bit of fun I've added a few extra rules. So firstly, if I hit the same colour 3 times then I have to add a throw and therefore we'll be picking 7 books, or more if this happens multiple times. But obviously with 6 throws and 10 colours that's not particularly likely to happen. So what I've done, like a normal dartboard, is I have the doubles and I have the triples. So if I hit a double, that counts as hitting that colour twice. If I hit a triple, that counts as hitting that colour 3 times, and instantly I have to pick a new book. So I'll be keeping a running tally and I'll let you know if I get to a point where I have to pick an extra book, but that's just for a bit of fun. And then the other rules are to do with the bullseye. So the outer bull, all that happens if I hit that is I get to look at the books I've already picked and the prompts they are for. And if there's one where either the prompt I don't like or the book I'm really just not keen to read, I can choose to remove that prompt and remove that book from my TBR at that point and do another throw in its place. This, however, is a big game of chance because I don't know what prompts are going to be on the board. It could be 10 times worse if I do this, but it's an option I can choose to take if I want to. So then there's the black bullseye. If I hit this, it means I don't have to do the forfeit for the month. Even if I don't get to the books, I just get to start fresh the next month, which just makes it a little bit simpler and sort of takes the pressure off for that month if I was to get that. So those are pretty much the rules. The only other thing, as I said, there are 54 prompts. Currently, if you have any other suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for more prompts to add. But there are a couple in here which are kind of special cards, And for those, they're kind of powers and weird extra challenges, but I will explain those as they come up because I don't want to go through them all now, and also they may well not come up in this video, so it may not even be relevant until a video later down the road. But I think that's about it. So I'm going to choose 10 prompts from this stack without looking and try and pin them up on the board, and then we're going to get to throwing. So the prompts are on the board. I have no idea what any of them are, but let's start throwing and see what we get. One final thing before we get started, I just wanted to say, although the camera will keep cutting back and forth, that's simply because I only have one camera. I will be picking a prompt and then picking the book before moving on, because I want to make sure that I pick books as I go, instead of sort of having all the prompts at the end to decide what I'm reading. So although it will look very edited, I am picking a book as I go along. It's just a case of where the camera needs to point at each time. Okay, so this is the very first throw. I have never thrown into the dartboard once it's been painted. I did one throw before I put it all together because I just wanted to check the darts would actually stick. But this is kind of the first time, and I'm really nervous because I'm not good at darts. There is a small but decent chance that I might miss completely and hit my wall. And I only redecorated this room about a year ago, so I'm very keen to not take chunks out of my wall. But let's go, let's throw this. Oh my gosh, this is really nerve-wracking. You can't see how far away I am. I'm probably like 2 meters, so not full distance, but I'm properly across my room. But here we go, first throw. Oh my god, too nervous to throw it. Okay. Okay, there we go, orange. So that's, can you see that? That's the first prompt, which is LGBTQ+, and I'm now going to go and choose a book. So the first prompt we got was LGBTQ+, and for this is actually perfect because I'm going to pick up Gideon the Ninth by Tasmin Muir. As of July, I am actually co-hosting a new book club. This is the perfect time to talk about that, which is called FAES and Gays Book Club. You can find us on Twitter, it will all be linked below. And it's a sci-fi fantasy LGBTQ book club. So we're really focused on reading one book a month that is, as I said, either sci-fi or fantasy and has preferably own voices, but if not, then at least a good representation of LGBTQ people in it. And this is the July pick. So this is the first book we'll be reading. As I said, we're on Twitter. There is also a Discord chat just to chat and also to discuss the book. And there will be a live show on the 25th of July, and the time is coming soon, so I'll announce that when we have it. But yes, this is perfect. This is a book I had to read in July, so that is my first book for this month. Now to pick the next prompt. Just got a big stack. I'm just gonna pick one out the middle. I'm gonna look away and show you. I don't know if it's upside down. Sorry if it is. And then we're going to stick it on the board. Okay, throw number 2. Here we go. Red. Okay, let's see what it is. Friend pick. I wasn't sure this was going to come up. So the second prompt was friend pick, and I have Katie from Katie Brightness Reads lined up to choose me a book. So I'm going to send her a photo in just a minute, and she's going to pick a book for me. I may have to come back to you with which book she picks and cut it in here, but yes, she's going to pick my next book for me, which is really exciting. And I have a very, very strong suspicion of what she is going to choose. And I will be amazed if she doesn't choose it, and my guess is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, because she loves it and she loves N.K. Jemisin, and I've not read any yet, so I would be shocked if that's not the book she chooses. So I have just sent this photo to Katie for her to choose, and as I said, I am expecting it to be The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, but we will have to wait and see what she picks for me. Okay, so I just heard back from Katie, and she has chosen Cryer's War by Nina Varela. I'm really intrigued by this one. I actually really want to read it, so I'm super happy she chose it, though it wasn't what I expected her to pick. This is about humans and something called Autome, and I think there's sort of like a rivalry between them and someone sort of trying to vie for the throne, and I think it becomes a female-female romance. So I'm very down for that, and I think the sequel's coming out soon, so I definitely need to pick this one up. Okay, time to pick the next prompt. So again, I will try and pick one and show you. I apologise if it is upside down. There you go, let's stick it to the board without looking. And what did it get? Red? Is that where I'm sticking it? Yes. There we go. Throw number 3. Okay, throw number 3. Let's see what we get. I missed. That was inevitably going to happen at some point, so I'm just gonna go grab it and try again. Yeah, I made a hole in my prompt card. Oh, I forgot to say earlier, if I miss 3 times, that also has to add a throw. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay, throw 3, take 2. Ooh, blue. Okay, what is it? Ooh, okay, blue is contemporary. So throw number 3 after a miss was contemporary. And for this, I'm going to pick Ajax Penumbra 1969. I read Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore earlier in the year and really enjoyed it. And then I found out there was this little novella prequel to it, all about one of the main characters, the person who owns the bookstore, Ajax Penumbra. And so I bought it instantly and absolutely need to read it. And also there is Becca's Book Lopathon happening, I think I said that right, happening later this month, which is trying to read like at least 4 books in 48 hours. So some small books on the TBR will not be a bad thing. So this is being added. Okay, picking the next prompt. I'm trying to look out the corner of my eye when I show it to you to check it's the right way up. Hopefully it is, could be completely upside down, but there we go. That's being added in the blue spot. Now on to the next one. Okay, throw number 4. Here goes. Oh my gosh. Pink. Okay. Okay, the pink prompt is... Oh no. Oh, where is it? Lowest rated. So the prompt for pink is one I really didn't want to come up, and that is lowest rated. So I have all my books that I own logged on Goodreads. I'm going to go into my books, my owned TBR shelf. It's already on average ratings. Last time I did this was for highest rated, and I'm going to flip it to lowest. And I'm not going to include ones that are just on a 0 because no one's reviewed them. Okay, I'll take that. This is actually a book I want to read, and I'm surprised it's lowest rated, so I'm gonna go grab it. So the lowest rated book on my TBR is The Furies by Katie Lowe. I'm actually really intrigued by this book. It was actually on my TBR card as sort of one of the books I'm quite keen to get to soon. I don't know much about it. I know it's dark academia. I think there's some sort of witchy cult stuff going on. I don't know, but I think it sounds really interesting, so I'm actually happy to add this to my TBR. Okay, changing out the prompt for throw number 5, and we're going with this one, and that is going, where did it get? Pink. Next throw. Okay, throw number 5. We don't have any colours even twice yet, so I'm pretty safe, but let's see what we get for throw number 5. Purple! Oh, I've still not got a double. So purple, this is the one I got a thing through earlier, which is second hand. Okay, so throw number 5 got us second hand. So this is when I have to read a book which I either bought second hand from like a charity shop, or if someone like donated it to me because they didn't want it anymore. I've been staring at my shelves for ages, and I'm gonna very slightly cheat. I'm gonna go with the first book in the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, The Final Empire. And I did buy this secondhand from a charity shop. I think it still has the price written in the front of it. But the reason I'm kind of cheating is I do also own a copy of this book which I bought new. I really struggle with really stiff paperbacks. I get so stressed about the spines. So I did buy myself an American paperback, but I'm gonna go with it because I did buy this secondhand originally. I just ended up slightly replacing it later. But yes, I'm gonna try and read The Final Empire this month. Okay, let's replace the prompt for the final time probably with, let's go with that one. Might be upside down, maybe that way. So the final throw is here. This is, well, I say it's the final, it's most likely the final throw. There's obviously a chance that I will get a double or a triple and have to throw again, but here goes, let's see what I get. Yellow, I'm not sure if that's a double or not, I need to check. Oh, I'm safe, it's not a double, okay. So for this, oh that's fun, I got Poll. So the final throw of the first month of Dart Attack was, which way up is it? Poll. And so for this, there'll be a poll on my Twitter with 4 books in it, and I've picked which 4 books here, and I'm basically gonna let you guys decide which book I read. And to find out what it is, either check the poll on Twitter or watch my reading vlogs, because I'm sure I'll be talking about it there. So these are the 4 options, just to quickly run through them. The first one I have is All Systems Red, which is the first book in the Murderbot Diaries. I don't know much about this, but it's sci-fi and gets amazing reviews, so I'm super intrigued. The second one is Camp by L.C. Rosen. This I'm really excited for. I loved Jack of Hearts, which was his first book when I read it last year. So this is two guys at a musical theatre summer camp, and I get the impression romance ensues, which sounds like exactly my kind of book. Then we have Fortuna Sworn. I don't know much about this. I think it's fae fantasy romance, but it's got amazing, amazing reviews from people in the booktube community, so I'm super intrigued to pick it up. And then the final option is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, which is about two people who are rivals on Twitter, and they run the Twitter for their companies and they argue, and then they end up meeting in person and falling in love, but not realizing that they are rivals on Twitter. So I think that would be a really, really fun, quick read. So that's all the books. I've chosen all of them. So to quickly run through what has been chosen, firstly is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, then Ajax Penumbra 1969 by Robin Sloan, The Furies by Katie Lowe, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, Cryer's War by Nina Varela, and then whichever of these four you guys pick from the poll, which will be going live at the same time as this video is going live, so you can head over to Twitter now to check out that poll and help me choose that book. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to put any other books like properly on my TBR. There's definitely a lot of others I really want to get to, but I'm not going to set them in stone. The only other thing is, as I mentioned earlier, I'll be taking part in Becca's Bookopalathon, so I will definitely be reading some shorter books in that time just to sort of fill that in. But I think that's it, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. This TBR game will be coming back every single month from here on out, so check in at the end of July, beginning of August for the next episode. And if you've got any comments or suggestions or even prompt ideas, please leave them down below. I would love to hear them. But thank you so much for watching. Bye, and I'll see you in the next one.